Sun.
Welcome to Tarot, my love. It's a special beach edition for the 30th of April, and we're going to do the morning quickies for all signs. We'll be time stamping them by sign. We'll try to average about 3 minutes here. And I'm going to pull through the deck, a pre-shuffle, guys. We're going to ask the name of light and love, so it serves great as good, and spirit helps us with our love messages for today. And as always, we're starting with you guys, Aries. Welcome. Now the shoot. 5 Pentacles, Aries. Give me just a moment, Aries. Thank you, guys. So, not having enough money, not having enough energy, not feeling like you have enough of something having to do with your relationship, because this is showing how you feel in and around relationships, where your mind is at, where your heart is at, Aries. And it's kind of lacking, they always say left out in the cold. So, all those things. And then a daily reading, sometimes just rejection. I'm very sensitive, Cancer moon, Venus and Scorpio, and just a little rejection can leave you kind of with a little bit of that feeling, particularly if you struggle with self-esteem and everything, like many of us do. Yours truly. Page of Cups. Okay. In the position of now, what you're thinking, kind of what the question is. Well, it's corny, but the page here is facing this 5 of Pentacles, so it's facing you where you're at right now. So uh, there's an element of self-love. Relationships are always the mirror. So in this case, maybe you're bringing in exactly what you need, um, which is some love, some emotional affection, some attention. Okay. And literally could be someone saying to you, hey, what's going on? And hugging you and, you know, being there for you. Offering you their cup in a sweet way, a sincere way, with the Page of Cups. I read sincerity there. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I gotta tell you, Aries is funny. It's kind of a romance read, meant to be, but I sense, you may be down in and out in the cold, but this person is coming to you. This Page of Cups, a younger water sign, Aries, with water sign energy. It's Cancer energy, caring energy, someone that's exactly what a Five of Pentacles would need. And then you're going to work with this person one way or another, okay? Collaborate, but there's going to be work. And the Three of Pentacles, very different from the Five of Pentacles here. You know, Three of Pentacles, you're rolling, you're learning. The third house, Gemini energy too. It's an earth sign here, earth energy. Um, it's getting things done too, because Pentacles, it's not just thinking about it. It's not just taking action, it's actually making something happen and doing it in a collaborative process with this Page of Cups. And you can look back on our page and check uh, Aries. I already posted the May singles. Might be a good one for you. The 4 pillars. Taurus, thank you for the 30th of April. Here we are with the morning quickies here on the beach. Special edition, we'll call it. It's always special on the beach. And we're pulling through the deck with Taurus showing 3 of Swords. Well, there it is. It's the card that means tarot. Um, that's where you're at in and around relationships. And in a daily reading like this, this could be a sting, an argument, something that hurt your feelings. Um, this is kind of your question here. What's going on in your mind? I kind of see this a lot as in response to what your energy is around relationships. And certainly would apply. There's an Aries or someone that's domineering, Taurus, or controlling, and in a very rigid way controlling, doesn't want to change. My sense too then is whatever this Three of Swords is, be it an argument or a breakup, Taurus, um, you look at the Emperor here, look at his stance, he's kind of holding up his nose. It's like, it's no. If that's any thought of that moving forward, it's no with this Emperor, Taurus. And you might have thought it was a pretty good match. Be a good match for an Empress, wouldn't it? Emperor. I don't know. Unless they're playing hard to get. And a King of Cups. I feel some prejudice here because I'm kind of like gay in love with the King of Cups. It's kind of like Jim Morrison and a dude combined. I love this. My favorite card in this deck. The Ethereal Visions, Illuminated Tarot. Okay, I think this is another person. But you like a type, so but this person is like, okay, God, I was thinking of this today. Maybe it's like I do this, like if the last person that broke your heart, was rigid, what do? You go and find somebody's wide fucking open, man. Look at this guy, Taurus. He's ready. I mean, he's king though. So like a substantial person, male, female, that's not the point. Somebody that's an adult that can take care of themselves, but somebody that can really, he's got that fish there, man. He's a hippie, man. I mean, he gets his new age, man. He gets it, man. He's in the groove, you know. It's just such a lighter energy. I mean, maybe this is what they call speed bump soulmate with, the Empress being you, and you thought you had your Emperor, but don't be afraid to skip on over to my favorite, the King of Cups, guys. Thank you, Taurus. Geminis. I'd have a sip of coffee, Geminis. Thank you. It's April 30th, the Morning Quickies. Thank you for joining me here at the beach on this beautiful morning. We're asking name of light and love, so it serves the greatest good, what Spirit can tell us, love and relationships for our Geminis that are watching. This is you, where you're at, in and around relationship. King of Swords is pretty good, pretty darn good. Um, the only thing about it can be a little bit when you're in this energy in and around relationships. Right now, it could be because you're a little bit defensive, like you had to, it's an air, it's a strong Gemini. Could say it's you too, I guess. I don't typically see Geminis. The King of Swords kind of fixed, Geminis usually pretty can roll, like Sag. You're our opposites, but we I've had 3 Gemini relationships, and we all really rolled well together. But in fact, probably the 3 easiest relationships I ever had. But in terms of just rolling together, but somehow now you're channeling this King of Swords part of yourself, where could be having boundaries, learning boundaries, maturing in terms of love and relationships, acting more maturely, taking more responsibility, setting limits, speaking up, strongly speaking up. Ace of Wands. Wow. But I gotta say, with the Ace of Wands here, you already are saying to someone, wands are actions. Um, you want to take an action towards someone. This is definitely you, King of Swords. But what would a King of Swords draw in? It should draw in Queen or King. Let's see what we got here. We'll go back. I want to go back to Jim Morrison, my fave. I I didn't make it up. Queen of Cups. Wow. I almost went back to the King of Cups, my Jim Morrison, King of Cups, and kind of looks like the dude too. But they're very similar the way this artist draws them. But there's your person here, and no wonder you want to, do or him either way. But the Ace of Wands was kind of a phallic energy. He's very interested, and suddenly the King of Swords is like very interested, and the sweetest, probably Cancer, water sign person and queen that you could imagine, male or female. Like I'm kind of, I got a Cancer moon, be kind of feminine in a way, and somebody's very caring and caretaking and a perfect match, for a King of Swords. And so I think, like with the wands, it's almost like any harshness that might come from the King of Swords I was talking about earlier, I think gets released through this wand energy, this energy you have for this person, in probably a positive way, maybe a sexual way, that I think she likes very much. She looks very content, you know. Gemini, thank you guys for joining us on the beach here. Like, share. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. And now, Cancer. Speaking of, we just had the Queen of Cups. We're pulling through the deck, Cancer. Here we are, 30th of April. This is you, the lovers. Where your heart is at, where your mind is at, in and around relationships. Today, the 30th of April. Cancer friends. And boy, that's a sweet lovers, right? This is the illuminated ethereal visions deck. You can see it here. I got it in the picture right. So, man, I mean, I want to be feeling like that. That's just gotta be good. Gotta be good. The Two of Wands. Very interesting. Because an aspect of the lovers is, besides Gemini, is a choice. Making a choice. It's major arcana too, you always keep in mind with these major arcana that, and this is showing up in the position of you, where you're at, right? So, a lot of times that means we're in the arms of something bigger. You may even feel like it. You're in the throes of something bigger. So now the Two of Wands, you need to take an action, maybe two things. This Two of Wands, boy, he's really looking. Kind of relaxed though, about it in a way. He's just looking. Cancer. Let's see for what here. Wow. I'm going to clarify this. How would you walk away, lovers? You move away from this energy of the lovers, which is the energy of soulmates and twin flames and romance in the air. That's a strong feeling I get with that card off of this position. But it also could be an intuitive hit that you really feel ready. Um, and I don't, intuition is everything as far as I'm concerned. But you feel like you need to take action with it. But here you're taking a pass because of your intuition. Yeah. So you could be moving away from two choices, or you could be, a lot of times with the lovers, it's not a choice of two people to me. It's a choice of to love or not to love. But again, you're really feeling like this is like maybe you were just having sex, maybe you didn't really fall in love. And all of a sudden now it's serious because you fall in love and you have to make a decision, do I really want to take action on this? And in a little reading like this, really look at your May readings already up on our channel, Cancer. Um, I look at the singles and the heart spread. I think could get some help. But you got to listen to your intuition here and just move away, you know, and then examine the lover's energy. And because um, your intuition's telling you to move away, but you were wanting, you were seriously thinking about moving towards them. So, and you may already understand this. So I'm sorry, but if not, and see, that's going to give you the info you need, on what really happened. The license plate number of the truck that hit you, type of deal. Or maybe you avoided that accident. In that case, so good job. Come think of it, Cancer, because you took a pass. Leo, thank you. It's the 30th of April for joining me on the beach here for the Morning Quickies. And we're pulling through with our love reading. This is you, how you're showing up in and around relationships here. Eight of Swords, tough energy. It's like two comes to mind last night. This can be the prison we put ourselves in sometimes. Eight of Swords, he's talking about how you can in your mind, but what do we do with our mind? Well, sometimes we build things. We might build ourselves a prison, wall ourselves off, isolation. General advice is two ways. One, you do have to do the work if it helps you heal and um, grow, but two is you're still allowed to have help and reach out at this time. I probably should to somebody, even if it's just a little bit, to say, hey, I really need to be alone, but I just want to know you're there and hold space for me. And they're like, cool. Let's see what's going on. The Empress, so Taurus energy. This gotta be your person here, Leo. It's very Leo looking. The woman here, very abundant, very voluptuous. This Empress here. So, wow, listening to the waves behind me. Also, there's a calmness about the Empress. Well, it's the mirror. So you could be pulling in someone. I mean, this is the kind of energy that could assuage your fears, could uh, give you solace here. Very powerful. Let's see. The Eight of Wands. Well, you're going from the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Wands, and the Empress is involved. So, and remember I said you wanted to reach out. Well, this is literally the card of reaching out, even long distance, even if it's online, saying, hey, you got a minute, I just need to talk to someone on the phone, or whatever you kids do nowadays. I'm not going to have a cup of coffee. Mm. So now you're doing this, and this Empress could be a friend, and you're channeling some part of yourself, you're manifesting some part of yourself, or this could be your lover even drawing you to them. Definitely drawing you mainly here, which is so fantastic. And this is all about, Eight of Wands, all about Leo and Sag and Aries and fire. And, you know, go with it because, Eight of Swords and Eight of Wands is like completely different worlds. And um, Eight of Wands suits you guys, Leo. Trust me, so does an Empress, really. Who doesn't deserve an Empress in their life? So thank you, Leo. And Virgo, our favorite sign. This is the 30th of April. This is our love reading here, pulling through the deck. And this is going to be you, how you're feeling in and around relationships with the Nine of Swords. Well, so you can see, staying up at night, can't sleep, in your head. This one's a little dark because you see the demons and stuff there. Try to get some light on it. Um, yeah. So kind of tortured feeling to it. This one reads a little different than the other. Yeah, Nine of Swords tortured, but um, could be shame too. Like when a relationship ends, maybe what this Nine of Swords is talking about, just in general with this deck. I feel this like even if I don't do anything wrong, sometimes I do, but I just because I think it's for me. I'm Sagittarius, and I'm so optimistic, and I believe, and I really believe. And then when it fails, I somehow always feel like it's my fault. I feel kind of ashamed. The heads and the hands, uh, faces in her hands here. We're laughing at her, mocking her here. Wow, what a transformation to the Ten of Cups. Nine of Swords to the Ten of Cups. And this is a very sweet Ten of Cups. I mean, could that be any more dramatic or any more different? Really, the outcome here is clarifying this. And how do you go from the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Cups? It's a daily reading. I mean, it could have been a really bad fight that hit you hard. You spent the night up, a bad night's sleep, and the next morning you had makeup sex, and now it's great. I'm going with the daily reading part. Nope. Wow. Something really changed. I put that there. I mean, so you have the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Cups and the outcome, which is really clarification of how that's worked. Something had to really change. I've said this before because I'm a Virgo rising. I got Mercury on the IC square, Pluto. Obsessively thinking about something is probably not the best way to go about things, but it does sometimes work. And you do sometimes kind of burn yourself out of it, drive yourself out of it. It's just a torturous way to go about something, which is a transformation or a change. And so this is just changing. It could be simply changing your mind, changing around on something. In your Nine of Swords, you realize it's the Ten of Cups, maybe the fight too. Sometimes fights are good. If you go and go, well, I've been married. Hey, I've been married 3 times, right? I have a lot of experience. And to a Libra, and I'm a Sag. I'm practically a Libra. And when you don't fight for a long time, then your one big fight years later is I want a divorce. So that was Virgo. Thank you guys. And now Libra. Speaking of the Moon, this is you. How you're feeling in the round relationship, where your mind is at, where your heart is at here. And this is where I think something's hidden from you, and it's often not a lie because this is you. So it's something hidden from yourself, something in the shadows and shadow work that you're not seeing, that's affecting your love life, your love and relationship energy here. Maybe this will talk about what that might be. Judgment. Well, this deck has some interesting few cards if we get in the light with this judgment, but something's being called out, being called up, and with the judgment, it perfectly matches the moon because judgment brings something up in us, I think, a lot that is something we're not really dealing with, or for some that fear of success or something like that, and it kind of pulls it out of us, huh? And maybe that's what you're hiding from yourself, or what's hidden from you in these shadows with the moon. And so if you think about it, it's going to involve some long time pattern. I find a lot of times in Mercury retrogrades where I get these hits on these things. Mercury's strong with me being Virgo rising, but you get that sudden insight, which I think is this judgment call that is really a calling. It's not judgment like they're judging you. You gained 10 pounds this week, and what's wrong with you? It's not like that. It's like they're saying, come, rise up, you know, King of Pentacles. And this involves Virgo. Here, Libra involves a mature person, mother, father, someone that can take care of themselves, someone that's solid, someone you can rely on. So more than ever, I think this really makes it about you here, Libra. And Libra energy is a little like a lot of times you avoidant behavior. And so, it's something you'd really kind of rather not. I always try to explain the difference between like Libras and Scorpios come right next together, but a Libra's not going into that basement. With cobwebs, it's dark and nasty smell, and it's like, Scorpio, they gotta go into the basement because that's where the shit's hidden. And they're gonna get to wherever anything's hidden in the eighth house. But no, with you don't want to go down there. But I think you need to go down there because it's affecting your relationship with this King of Pentacles here. And I think you are going down there. Maybe this is part of it. You look at your natal chart too, Libras. And thank you. Hope that helps. Let me know. Now we're going to do Scorpios. Just speaking of Scorpios, thank you. It's the 30th of April. Doing the morning quickies. Throat's still a little scratchy. Excuse me. I'm getting better. Allergies, I guess. So here we are. This is for the 30th of April, Scorpios. This is you. How you're feeling in the round relationship. Where your mind is at, where your heart is at. Look at that. So we get some light on it. Yeah. Sunlight. Wow. This deck is intense with some of the interpretations. That really brings out the shadow side of the Seven of Cups, and it sure does yell Scorpio. I know you guys probably get tired of. You're like all the stuff people talk about Scorpios like tall people probably get tired of hearing it about being tall. But yeah, um, having a lot of options, but kind of not knowing what to do. There's a mask involved. The dragon. Um, all the cups are upright. They're all there. They're all available. This is how you're feeling. I know sometimes if you count back, sounds corny. I've done this, and it's every time it's worked. But uh, you count back 7 relationships. That's what's going on. Like maybe for the last 7 relationships or the 7th relationship back. Now I'm sorry, I just revealed myself a Sagittarius, so I've had 7 relationships. But really, you can kind of count back and go 7. I mean, I bet that's going to speak to what this energy is you're in right now. And it can be a little bit of emotional turmoil too, like a little like it's too much, sensory overload type of feeling here. And wow, with the Ten of Swords. The Seven of Cups and the Ten of Swords is like precognition. Like you knew, boy, this is ringing a bell with me. It's happened, I have pretty good intuition, I'd say. Unfortunately, because it somehow doesn't really help me. It's more of like just knowing that knowing soon enough to cringe before it happens. This is like you cringed before it happened. And I kind of hope it happened, because then otherwise you're probably cringing right now, thinking it's going to happen. But remember, only if this resonates. You're in the Seven of Cups energy, and you kind of have that feeling like it's coming. And with this feeling, it's not like it's coming because you're fed up and you're about to bring the hammer down. It's more like you kind of feel it's coming from them, I think. Scorpios in a Knight of Pentacles. This is who you're dealing with here. Earth sign, um, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm getting a Taurus here. Yeah. And I think they're slow, Scorpio. I'm going to clarify them. But I think they're really slow. The only reason I'm wondering about this is because Ten of Swords is pretty definitive. Well, you're done. But what were their intentions in the first place? How did you let them get close enough to you to get Ten of Swords in you? You're Scorpio, for God's sakes. 6 of Wands. When I pulled this, I heard in my head they rode in on a party. They rode in on a party. Um, so it's very different energy for a 6 of Wands and a Knight of Pentacles. But it's not unheard of, because the Knight of Pentacles is the most likely one to finish their mission, whatever that may be, and to return a hero, and most likely probably to return, like they're tough. So, I mean, return from war, metaphorically speaking, and then get the parade, the 6 of Wands, acclimates, and kind of tells me that they were a player, a covert. I want to say covert narcissism. I don't think I've ever said narcissist yet, because I just don't like using it uh, unless I really sure. Um, but anyway, it's an insincere behavior that they probably grossly misrepresented themselves, Scorpio. And in the end, that's how they got to you. I said, "Here, Scorpio, how do you let them get behind your back there, even to put one sword in, more or less 10?" And yeah, they had Trojan horse kind of thing. Thank you, Scorpio. Sagittarius, my brothers and sisters, 30th of April, 2021. Here we are in the morning, doing the quickies in love, pulling through the deck, guys, and here's you, the Hanged Man. Hanged Man, that's you, in and around relationships, where your heart is at, where your mind is at. Taking a time out. They always say looking at a different perspective, but big thing with the hangman is timeout. Now, timeout can be in a relationship. It's in your heart, in your mind. It's where, like, maybe you were going along and maybe now you're kind of like, wait a minute, I need to kind of detach a little bit here in terms of love and relationships, and give myself a timeout and really look at it from a different perspective, than the way I've been looking at it. So it implies that if you're in that energy, that there's some reason why you have to do that. So things haven't been going well. There's red flags. Often the hangman I see a lot is like, put the brakes on. Let me get back up here and think about this a minute because I think I saw a red flag. And yeah, the Nine of Cups. So you're leaning towards the happy bachelor, Sag brothers and sisters. Nine of Cups. It's pretty clear. I mean, this is like cartoonish reading here. I'm trying not to be obtuse and get 3-card reading for the day. Um, you could read all kind of stuff into this. Look at your May reading, Sag. It's pretty heavy reading. Sag, I remember it. For the heart spread, I think is going to be the relevant one for you guys if this is resonating with you. Okay. But it's really here asking you to move into this energy. And again, this could even be in a relationship. It's just being more independent, more self-contained, that kind of energy, which a hanged man would help you do that. Maybe a good place to be to move into a Nine of Cups energy to get some detachment and self-containment in space or something like that. Strange for a Sag to want space. We just need some space to run through the meadows, right? Let's see what the outcome is. If this is a relationship here, so I get some sun on the star, okay? Wow. So, what a beautiful start, too. And you have a lot of hope, and you haven't given up hope. However this goes, this Nine of Cups here uh, has every reason to be very hopeful about the future, and um, is very optimistic. Uh, and maybe even you're starting to really feel good, like the vitality of spring, the um, sap is starting to run through the trees, Sagittarius, and you're starting to feel it. Maybe you are going to start just bust out running across the fields. Equines that we are. Sag, thank you guys. Wow. Capricorns, just did your reading yesterday? Yeah. Um, so check it out, and especially if this resonates. But we did the heart spread and the singles reading. And today, for the 30th of April, Capricorns, this is you in the round relationships, where your mind is at, where your heart is at. Wow, this is a great card to have here. Excuse me, feel a little, mm, feel a little froggy, but feeling a lot better. But this is feeling, I think, in and around relationships, like you're maybe in the groove. You're feeling like there's something happening. Maybe there's a connection around you, someone you're with, that you're feeling like this is the one. I can really be myself with them. I feel like there's a future with them. You go away from them not feeling drained. You go away from them feeling really good and feeling like in the groove, in terms of your relationship. And with the Page of Swords. And this may be your person. This may be something real new. This could be a younger air sign here. And that would just make this very new. And it would kind of emphasize to me a feeling, a little bit of a soulmate feeling. I know the Chariot, but it's in the position of you in relationships. Um, and you feel like you're going somewhere, like you're connecting. So with a higher purpose, with the meaning in life. And so in Swords, this person, it's probably something they said to you. Maybe they're especially smart, they're good with words, they inspire you or something like this. But I bet you anything, they originally connected to you Capricorns with their words. And maybe they do. And it could be with this, it could even be the tone of their voice, Might be a little younger than you, too. Wow. And the Ace of Cups. Oh, we got to get some light on the Ace of Cups here. Yes, look at that. They're going to give you their cup, or you're going to, I was going to say, Lord, where's the cup? There it is, the Ace of Cups. I mean, ding, 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 Capricorn, got the best reading of the day, here. So if you were thinking about giving your Ace of Cups, yes. If you're wondering if they're going to give you theirs, yes. So it really doesn't matter who does it first. With them being the Page of Swords, they might, but by you being so inspired by them, you might. So either way, I mean, it's a wonderful match. It feels the energy is just like really good, man. Thank you, Capricorns. Thank you, Spirit. And now Aquarius, name of light and love, so it serves greatest good. What can we say, Spirit, for our Aquarius friends? In our morning quickie for April 30th, 2021. Here we are. Ten of Pentacles. Saturn in Aquarius, right there, guys. Look at your Saturn. Where is Saturn? Lost track, darn it. I think it's around 12 degrees, square my Venus. Shocker, how could I forget? But yeah, really, check it out. But this is you feeling really solid. This is a real uh, solid energy, content. And a lot of times with Ten of Pentacles, somebody's not really looking for a relationship. You're just, you know, you're not looking for a relationship. You're not looking for a relationship. You're just doing your thing. In a hermit, maybe you're in hermit mode. Or maybe there's a Virgo involved. I think clarification is going to tell this one. But that would have, to me, there's two in energy already with the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit. I'm going to get both of them in the light. Ooh, if I could get both in the light. It's real calm and centered energy, balanced. Um, Really good energy to be in, I think. Like, you're, and even the hermit's looking back at you, because this is definitely you. So the hermit's looking back at you. So that's you looking at you, and not like, oh, what's wrong with me? Oh, how do I fix me? It's just, fine tuning, being self-contained, centered, doing you, um, in a very masterful way. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a king show up here, a queen, or um, pulling through. Let's see what we got. Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is clearly a warning. As I don't say these lightly, Aquarius. It reminds me of several instances where there were warnings. You're in really good energy here. I'm going to clarify this, but this Seven of Swords is looking right at you. And they clearly have misrepresented themselves in their words and their speech. They've lied. They've lied. Their words, and you can right now think about lies. Page of Wands. And I think they may be a younger fire sign. They got fire sign in their charts. And with the Seven of Swords and the Page of Wands, I mean, not only did they lie, but there's someone they completely misrepresented themselves to you. They tried to be something much more than they are. And this is even like in a con artist kind of way, could be. Um, but they took actions against you, and they lied, or they are lying, or they will lie. So it's a warning, Aquarius. Thank you guys for joining me today, Aquarius. Let me know. Definitely check out your readings. Um, which will be today. Your readings are up. I'll put them up later today. Uh, the singles reading, no, the heart spread, the first one I put up. Okay, guys, thank you. Pisces, here we are on the 30th. Thanks for joining me. on the beach. Feeling a little better, still a little throat's raw. Beautiful morning here, very peaceful. We're pulling through the deck with the quickies. And for our Pisces friends who are always last but never least, Spirit, can you tell us in the name of light and love something that's helpful to our Pisces friends and love and relationships? This is you, how you're showing up. Oh boy, the devil. Okay, it's a daily read. Let's not get too alarmed, but this is how you're feeling in around relationships. You might be obsessing is the most likely thing here. This is not a reading about the body and health. So in a love relationship reading, this is typically going to be jealousy, control issues, obsession. I swear to God, it's Pluto relationships in the chart, plutonic relationships, not relationships with no sex, but Pluto type relationships, which involve a lot of sex, and often the best in your life, and it's insane, and usually ends badly, but everyone's transformed. And after you get out of prison, no, sorry. But no, the devil energy, that's what's going on. So somebody's got you worked up there, maybe. Usually obsessing over someone from the past. Pisces. Definitely someone from the past. This is not a soulmate. It could be a soulmate. Everyone's a soulmate. No. What I meant was, this is not like a new person coming in that you think you've known them for a long time. No, this is someone from the past. This is your reading. You're obsessing over. So let's get some help. Okay? Let's see, Spirit, in name of light and love, so it serves the greatest good. What can you tell us now for our Pisces here and advice over this person they're obsessing on from the past? And I'm going to say, just because you're obsessing on them from the past, that doesn't necessarily mean it won't work. We need to work through those feelings and understand what's going on, obviously. Let's see what we got here. Page of Pentacles. Wow. We got the light on there. Okay, with the Page of Pentacles showing up here, guys, this is your person. And I think they're there for you. They're very solid. You might be of some distance. And this sure seems like one of them deals where you have like Facebook and or something, whatever, Instagram, or maybe you live in the same town, you ran into each other, but it's going to be like a past love, someone that you always wanted to have a relationship with, dated lightly in high school, could go something like that. And maybe you've been like just had a hard on for them your whole life. That's what this devil is, maybe. You really wanted them your whole life. And now you're wondering, like, wow, is it really possible? Do you think they might really be there? Are they sincere? Well, the answer is yes, they are there. The answer is yes, they are sincere, and very much so. But they're not overplaying it. So it's good. They're paid. It's very appropriate. They're not like rushing in and desperate. They're grounded. They're exactly the right energy to meet this, and it's good because they're gonna maybe ground your devil energy here, a little bit, ground it out. Maybe you guys haven't got together yet, because maybe you're losing yourself a little bit, and they're going to be a little more self-contained in the situation as you go into it. And I think the sex for you, I get this sense could be very grounding. I don't know if you've ever know what I mean. It's hard to explain, but with Earth signs, I think this is an Earth sign. And that means an Earth, Venus, or Mars for real, especially Mars. I get Taurus, just thinking Taurus, Mars. Um, you just sort of melt, you know. Kind of it puts your flame out, but in a good way. It's hard to explain. Yeah, they put you out, but it's a good way. Pisces, thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate good karma. I really do appreciate everybody subscribing. Thank you guys.